Richard.
What are you doing here again? I thought I had you whacked.
How you doing, man?
You don't give a shit.
I do. I
No,
do.
admit to me that you don't. I've been really.
Give a shit about what?
That you don't really care how I'm doing.
I do.
It's not genuine.
But I want...
Town Hall this Saturday, 17th with Belzer, and I'm shooting curb, and I'm alive, and I'm still unhappy with your whole performance.
I'm sorry. I'm doing my
Holding the
best.
camera about it, but your questions blow. You know, look, I'm looking out for you. You're a young kid.
Thank you.
And, you know, you want to do, I don't know what you're going to do. What are you going to go from this to, like, be a pharmacist or something?
Possibly.
Not filmmaker.
No.
No, this is not your bag.
No,
I think you should
definitely
just
not.
count pills, put it in bottles.
Thank you for the advice. But,
Don't you hate me now, don't you?
No,
You believe what I
enjoyed
said?
this.
I'm joking. Don't you know it
No,
was a fucking goof? I think
get
you're
it.
brilliant. I've seen your things cut together. They're unbelievable. It's like...
Thank you.
It's like, I don't know. It's like you're starting a new kind of cinema.
With the Howard Stern Show. So, Richard,
Yeah.
you excited to be back? It's been a while.
You doing this again?
Again, one more time.
Why, did you blow it the first time?
No, we always do too.
All right, just be quiet for a second, because I'm going to fucking snap. I'm always happy to be here. Been here for 25 years. When you were when you were looking at your dick and saying, you better grow, I was already in this room. Well, not this station, okay? Love the guys. It's a circus in there. Artie, I should have a lot of fun with Artie.
Yeah, what are you gonna talk to him about? He's a mess, isn't he?
Is he a mess? He's a drug addict like me. All drug addicts are a mess. You know, I just had 15 years sober.
You have
He
some
doesn't-
advice for him?
Huh?
You have advice for him?
Advice for anyone. Doesn't have to be a star like him. But if he asks me, I'll tell him. I think it's pretty astounding what the guys, you know, everyone, it's like a microcosm of the world what people are telling him to do. But he knows what to do. No one can fucking tell him what to do. He wants to have a better life, he'll clean up. If not, you know, we fucking work on our eulogies. That's where it's at. Because, you know, he's getting coddled by a lot of people. You know, I told him, he's a funny motherfucker. He's really funny. And he can go on stage and have a great life and make a lot of bread and have a great life. And but if he goes down this road that he's going down, seemingly, it'll end.
Hopefully you can talk some sense into him.
I mean, I can't. I mean, just professionals who can do that. I've already told him what I thought. You know, he's just a big bullshit artist. Like, you know, I'm a bullshit. The only difference between me and him is that I'm not using and drinking. But we're addicts. We're fucking nutcases. And I'll die an addict, even if I don't drink or use again. And you know, he knows the deal. He's just playing around. He's in denial. You know, I just hope he doesn't bottom under the grass. That's all. I mean it. Love the guy. Do you have enough of this fucking soap opera?
I've had enough.
You had enough. I have a gun. I'm gonna shoot you right in your fucking head if you don't turn that off.
Many people know Richard Lewis as a comedian. What they don't know is, because they didn't read his book, but I did, many years ago, he hit rock bottom when he was addicted horribly to champagne and fell asleep at a movie premiere.
What? That was his bottom?
That was his rock bottom,
screening.
and he hasn't had a drink since.
Wow.
And he recently was helping Artie. You know, he doesn't even know Artie.
I've
from a hole in the
actually-
wall.
He reached out.
I've
Richard
actually
Lewis,
read his book.
Yeah, Richard Lewis is a good man. He's a good guy.
is.
And I'll prove to you why he's a good guy. But like I said, he hit rock bottom years ago when he fell asleep at a movie premiere when he was addicted to champagne.
Now, if
He loves it when you belittle him.
I read his
It was
entire
crystal meth, by the way.
Yeah.
He told me the drug.
Richard, you were horribly addicted.
It's like Artie on Jeopardy. I'll take crystal meth for 100,000. Let's get ready to rumble.
By
Happy
the way,
birthday.
I don't know if
Happy birthday.
I don't know if you know this,
Hi,
Richard.
Rob.
Because of you, Artie had extensive fake therapy with a guy you recommended.
I've been keeping up with it.
Yeah, you know,
did
somebody
you?
told me a great
That's
story.
true.
What a shock.
Here's just to bring you up to date. Richard Lewis, who was here the last time.
Big
said-
shock. Oh, I'm shocked that you lied.
Yeah. Richard Lewis was here the last time, and he was describing his own battle with alcohol addiction. Like I said, he hit rock bottom when he fell asleep at a movie premiere. And he was in...
Well, he blacked out.
No.
He blacked out, yeah.
Hey, what about going out with a woman who I know now for 4 months and not remembering anything about it? That's a little more than champagne.
That's
I know
a
you
little-
want to keep going with the champagne shit, fine, Howard, but
No,
it's
you were
crazy.
addicted to champagne, am I correct?
No, I was addicted to every drug except I didn't do any heroin or hallucinogenics.
His book is crazy. It's good, but it's I read the whole thing, me and my sister, and we were comparing notes. It's a compelling book. He was out of control.
I know. He fell asleep at a movie premiere. I read it. So
he
listen.
drank a whole bottle of champagne.
He drank a whole bottle of champagne. It was completely insane.
I wish that's all it was.
Most Jews don't drink like that. Now, most Jews have 1-2 drinks a year.
That's so not true. I buried a lot of drunk Jews.
I want to tell this story because it's about you as a good Samaritan. Richard really didn't know Artie, and Richard came on the show, and he had his own battles with drugs, and he called Artie off the air, and he recommended a therapist.
Now, was this after the roast, missing the roast? Was that what did it, or
this was
it
before?
That was before.
This was
Oh
before.
no! It was after.
It was after.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was
Can I just say one thing? Because does this have anything to do with me at Town Hall this Saturday with Belzer?
Don't worry, you'll get your plugs.
He didn't.
That was just a joke. That was a joke.
Don't ruin your appearance.
That was a birthday gift for you. It's stupid fucking
come on,
joke.
That wasn't even a joke.
And
it was hard. You couldn't even classify that a joke. It's not even constructed.
You're
That's
right.
Now listen.
I should say he not only called me. I mean, anyone who talks to me about stand-up for longer than 10 minutes knows that he is a big influence on me, Richard. I loved his first special. I always taped Letterman.
Let me tell
and
the
he
story.
called me in for an hour. Was very sweet to me,
but what's great about it,
I mean, he really was nice and
but what's great about it, Artie, is Richard doesn't even know this.
What?
So he gave you the name of the therapist,
Yeah.
and you came in and you told us you were seeing this therapist. Meanwhile, you'd only seen him once.
No, a couple of times. I saw him
even
like 4 times.
Jason and Will, who got married, said, "Do you realize Artie blamed the fake therapy for not coming to the wedding?
Their weddings. He used it very well.
Because Artie would go up to them and he said, "My therapist says, my therapist. Wait, listen to this. My therapist says." I can't go to your wedding because I shouldn't be around.
My therapist said...
But he wasn't even in the therapy.
He used a shrink?
He used a shrink.
Yes,
You're a
talk
shrink.
to us about this
First of all,
shrink
I
so
said
well.
that I was worried about my sobriety going to a wedding.
That's
what
honest.
I said. I'm being honest with you.
But you were using.
You said...
No, I wasn't at that time. No.
You said the therapist was upset with you because you threw that party for me.
He won.
And
what fucking flaming bullshit this is. I had it.
And you said
Artie,
he was telling you not to go to
you're
these
a fucking
weddings.
drug addict.
Yeah.
Admit it already. We don't want to go to your funeral, you asshole. All these little episodes are funny, but you're going to fucking die way early if you don't fucking clean up. All right?
I'm the only thing I'm going to die
Weddings,
from is
hey, he didn't buy Campbell's soup because the shrink said he shouldn't eat tomatoes. It's all bullshit. We all... fuck the microphone.
No, we need a microphone. Put
all right,
that on.
I need a microphone.
Yeah, we
I'm
need
so
to hear
angry
you
at Artie.
lecture, Artie.
Go ahead.
You know
Talk
what,
to him.
Let me tell you something.
Let Richard talk to you.
Listen.
You respect him.
Do you want to play gin tonight with Dr. Pinsky and I? That's the first thing I want to ask you.
Richard.
Artie, I was listening to a show the other night, and after the show, they interview everyone here on the show.
Right.
It's exactly what happened to me. Everyone has the right. Howard has his spin on it. Hey, he keeps the comedy intact. He says, "Hey, I have no problems with Artie doing it. He's great on the show." But and it's true. Some people say, let him do what he fucking wants to do. Robin is far more right in terms of what I know about being a drug addict. Right. She knows that you're fucking on a death fucking wish. Okay, you're in denial, Artie. That's it.
I don't think I'm on a death wish. I don't. I think I'm fine.
I think he's right.
It's a death wish, man. Don't you get? You're a fucking drug addict.
I know I'm a drug addict, but I don't think I'm on a death wish right now.
You are on a death wish. I heard what you did. You went to a place. You had some Wolfgang Puck sandwiches. You jerked off.
That would have been great.
You had some wheat juice, and then you jerked off again. And then you had pizza with fucking peanut butter on. It's all bullshit. I mean, you can't bullshit another drug addict. You might bullshit your fans.
Did you lie a lot too, Richard?
I lied for 20 years.
Wow.
I had to go for a knee operation, and two of the people that broke down my door and had my intervention, they said, we're best friends, and then my sister came up and the whole 9 yards. I was at the old Ritz-Carlton,
right?
And Brenner and everybody. They called me up. They said, "We're never going to see you again. You're going to die, and we can't. If you don't help yourself, we're out of your fucking life."
What got you to listen?
Huh?
What got you to listen? How do you get through to an Artie? I mean,
well, what got me? I was speaking to Robin before. I said, what got me to listen? I did write about this. I was holed up in my house. I was totally depressed. I had everything I ever dreamt of, and I was holed up doing crystal meth for 6 days. I lost about 15 pounds. I looked like fucking like a Jewish Howard Hughes getting ready for his fucking Haftorah, his bar mitzvah. And I looked in the mirror and I went, I bought this house after struggling for 15 years before I, meeting you and then Letterman, the whole 9 yards and the series and all that shit. I said, I'm going to fucking die at 43 years old after all that. For what? For this fucking powder?
After all this struggle.
Yeah. Just doing jokes, and I'm living a life of a fucking king.
Right.
This is bullshit. And I called 2 friends to take me to the hospital, and that was it. No mas. That was 15 years ago. But you got to reach that moment of clarity.
He hasn't had the moment, you're saying.
No, in fact, there's Lawford just wrote a book, Moments of Clarity, and I recommend it to Artie. It has about 35 drug addicts and when it happened to each of these people.
When you called Artie, you must have gotten through to him on some level because he did, in fact, go see your therapist. He didn't continue.
Did he really? I don't know. My therapist would never say anything about that.
Of course I saw him.
One time, right?
No. I saw the guy 4 times.
Oh, you did?
Without question.
Right.
And then I lied about 2 months of it. You want the honesty? Okay, I'll be honest. You want honesty?
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to their fucking
mouth.
weddings.
Yeah.
So I gave them $2,500 each in cash.
Well, that was smart.
Well, how much money does it take to dummy these kids up nowadays?
That's a lot of laughs.
I mean,
Artie, you could just say, I don't want to go to your wedding. Right. You don't have to lie and say I'm in treatment.
No, you have to lie.
That's my point. Of course, I care about him. I would like to see him get healthy.
I know you do.
But I'm never going to sit here and say he doesn't do his job. He does do his job. He does. He does his job.
You're right. That's a funny spin on it. But
no, it's not a funny spin. I'm telling you, Artie doesn't do anything in terms of his job that I feel is, detrimental. In other words, for the most part, he's here. We have an arrangement where he does have time off and things if he needs it. And he is...
It used to be for work. Now it's for drugs.
Right. And he's only taken like 18 days off
choose to do.
in like 8 years. So it's not so terrible. Yeah. And he has done his job. I can't tell him he's not doing his job if he's doing it.
Richard, I brought this up yesterday.
Right.
There's no guarantee that Artie losing this gig is his bottom.
No fucking way.
There's no guarantee that would wake him up and get him into a treatment facility.
And I even said to Artie, if you need a couple of months, go take it.
There's no issue with whether he can go or not. The point is, whether he's here or not does not mean Artie's going to wake up and say, I need to do something because I just lost that job.
Something dawns on me as Richard was speaking. Maybe we don't have big enough names at his intervention at Artie's. You had Brenner. Who else was at your intervention? It sounds like it's some big names.
I didn't have huge names. I had a lot of close friends, and then people calling the room saying, "You're a dead man. We're not going to be. We're out of your life." A lot of
your problems, and I'm being serious. I'm not trying to make jokes, but a lot of your problems about your mother. I mean, I know you used to have violent reaction when she would call in. And,
that's because she was neurotic and we didn't get along. That's all.
Are you speaking with her at all? Is she dead?
She's way dead.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Has that helped you in a sense? I mean. I mean, the fact that she's no longer around.
No, in fact, she didn't. When I was at the Fry's once when I was sober for about 2-3 years, and I mean, mothers would do this, and I told her I wasn't drinking.
Right.
And she says, "Why aren't you drinking?" I said, "I'm an alcoholic." She goes, "No, you're not." And I went fucking nuts. I took her out in the fucking front of the Friars Club. I went, "I am a fucking alcoholic." We had a fight because I was proud that I finally could admit it.
Right.
Something that he hasn't. I mean, he admits it. I don't know what you're admitting on it.
He admits.
I admit I'm a drug addict. I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
Well, the bottom is this: if you get hammered one day and you walk out of here, and you do little quips when you walk out, you're very funny, ha ha, and you get hit by a fucking milk truck, and then on the news, Artie Lange.
Think I'm getting loaded at work? I'm not huddled up in my room doing crystal meth.
You lose both your legs. And then you come in, you'll be peg leg drunk Artie. All right, you want that? Will that be a bottom? No. Then you go out, you do your little quip, and you walk out with your fucking peg legs.
You're an expert.
And then you get hit by a dairy truck the next day, and you lose your fucking right arm. So now you just got one arm left, and a wooden dick, and 2 wooden legs. Is that going to be enough?
In other words, you're saying, are you waiting for rock bottom?
Only he knows.
Right.
All you guys are right. Everyone has the right.
Do you think I'm getting high at work? I don't get high at work.
I'm not. See that? You're not even listening to me. It's good. No. Everyone here has the right attitude. It's none of their fucking business but yours. It's your life.
Right. I understand.
Well,
so
you're
why
fucking
are we
it up.
having this discussion?
Why do you think he does it?
Huh?
Why do you think he does it?
Because we're addicts, and I.
No. But what is it? Why? Is it from the father, the mother?
Well, here's one fun thing. When I had spoken to him, and I told him that, and you've heard this is historically like Chris Farley.
Right.
Chris Farley, and it's been well documented. I mean, he idolized Belushi.
Right.
And anything short of living that lifestyle, crash and burn.
Felt disingenuous.
And felt like he wasn't living up to his potential. Living up to his potential meant dying young.
Right.
And that's where he's headed.
He does love Belushi and Chris Farley.
I got them both by 10 years. They died at 33.
It's not a joke.
They didn't.
I'm not. I think I'm over that. I don't want to die. I mean, I know that sounds hard to believe, but I don't want to die.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
What are you eating right now? What are you eating as you say that?
Yeah.
Peanut M&M.
Peanut M&M. All right.
Yeah, M&M's filled with fucking,
Crystal meth?
Yeah. You got crystal meth. You got them in Durango, Mexico.
Did you read my book, Too Fat to Fish?
I started to read it, but then I got it's great.
It's depressing.
And how it's funny. How it's all great. But then I stopped because I said, you know what? I'm reading a dead man's book.
Oh. Whoa. Wow. Well, that's
Listen,
a real dose of reality.
There are a lot of guys listening to this show right now who are addicts, all right? And they're saying, fuck him to me. Fuck Lewis. You know what? I don't tell anyone what not to drink or not do drugs. I'd say I couldn't do it.
Do you still think about drinking?
Let me tell you what I told Howard. I told Artie. I said, hey, man. I said, you're brilliantly funny. You're great on this fucking show. You're a big fucking star. And I have a feeling he thinks he'd lose his fucking comedy balls. He wouldn't. He'd be even fucking more on fire talking about how fucked up he was. I've never, look, for what it's worth, I've been doing this for 40 years. I've never been better on stage because I talk about drugs in a way, because I used to lie on stage because I was a drug addict.
Right.
So I could never be that fucking great.
Because you weren't that honest.
I wasn't. And honestly, and we all love the fearlessness of Pryor and Bruce and those kind of guys. Those guys were the best.
Right. Because now you became authentic. You're talking about your real issues.
Hey, fucking Pryor went on stage talked about, freebasing and blowing himself up because he could talk about it.
I always felt you didn't like doing stand-up. You don't even like to look at the audience. You don't like looking.
That's because I don't know what I'm doing. I have a lot of stuff in my head, a lot of material. I don't have an act, so I get nervous.
What do you mean you don't have an act? You have material. You have a
but
set.
About 20 hours on my computer, so about a half of the show is ad-lib, and the other 15 minutes is 20 minutes is new stuff, and then the rest is
I tell you, he's
very
intense.
difficult.
He's intense on stage. He
doesn't like doing it.
1987, I saw you at Caroline's.
You set with, Howard, I got to tell you something. For 25 years or so, you have like these 2 or 3 things in your... I might have to have an intervention on you to suck out some of these fucking comments.
No, you do not.
He hates doing comedy. He got high on champagne. Get over it.
Are you wearing nail polish? Huh? Are you wearing nail polish? Are you wearing nail polish?
I never got my nails done once.
That's not nail polish?
I wouldn't let a person touch my fingers.
Did you tweeze your eyebrows?
How can you see through the Ray-Bans?
Because you raised...
What, you fucking Superman?
You raised your eyes, and I see eyebrows tweezed.
I might have done a little tweezing.
Why would you tweeze your eyebrows?
Because I'm a fucking... You know what I did once?
What's with you?
Let me tell you what I did. I had a nervous breakdown a year ago in Atlanta. I was doing a club day.
A real nervous breakdown.
I had to do 2 shows, practically.
Yeah.
I was looking at my hair, all right?
Right.
I'm old. I mean, I have some hair left.
Right.
And I took the tweezers... I'm obsessive compulsive.
I knew you tweezed your eyebrows.
So when I see like a little thing sticking up, I did that. I looked at my forehead. I saw like straggles.
Yeah.
I did this. Then I kept going higher and higher.
And cutting.
I looked like fucking like from the Addams Family. I cut 3 inches. It looked like, and I came home and Joy looked at me. She went, and she says, "Holy shit! What the fuck happened to you? You lost your whole hair in a weekend." So she called. She got online. She that Gango hats that cat wears.
Gango?
Yeah, Kango hats.
She called. She called like in a panic. I never saw my wife panic ever, but this. She says the guy's waiting for you down at the mall in La Cienega. He has 4 black Gango. You can't. And then she called a doctor. You have 6 months. You got to wear that for 6. She wouldn't go out with me for 6 months.
You used to have beautiful eyebrows. One thing I tell Robin.
No, I don't like when they look great.
Richard Lewis had such nice eyebrows.
You don't. How about the nostril? You don't clip that.
I got it.
So what's the difference between clipping nostril hair?
I clip the eyebrows.
What about the groin?
I shave it down. But I never do it right.
You do a groin thing?
Yeah, it looks horrible. Do you shave your bush?
Isn't it?
You shave your bush a little?
I even it out.
You do.
I do a little bush evening.
Yeah, me too. Don't be embarrassed.
I'm not, but the hair
But you do
thing.
the eyebrows too much, you look like a tranny. I'm
so what should I do?
Let
Make
it grow.
them a little.
Let it grow. You're pulling it. You're tweezing.
Let me see your eyebrows.
I got beautiful eyebrows.
You
See?
do?
Yeah.
I think you
like
do.
a manly eyebrow.
I never thought I'd
You
say
do
this.
have very
Can we get back to me
masculine eyebrows.
dying?
Yeah.
I have girly
Get back
eyebrows.
to Artie and cure him.
Huh?
You guys are talking about eyebrows for an
do you
hour.
still go to meetings?
That was 5 minutes.
I think we can now honestly
Seemed like an hour.
ask.
Good to see you, Artie.
Richard.
It's
We
good to
can
see you,
honestly
Richard.
ask now, what's your gay problem?
Yeah.
Ask who?
Richard, he's not gay. He's not gay.
It's a serious reference.
It's the references to your
Richard, why?
conversation about eyebrows.
There was something I wanted to say to you about wrapping up this Artie thing.
Want me to go out and come in again?
Let's wrap it up.
No.
Hey, fuck you.
Let's wrap up the Artie thing and get to your material about town hall.
I wasn't. I just.
That was incredibly gracious of you to call him.
It
I want
was.
to
He
say
talked to
something
me
serious.
for 2 hours on the phone.
I mean, you didn't have to do that, and you did, and it was very nice of you. But do you feel hurt that he hasn't really come around, or was it just a way to? I mean, you don't feel hurt.
Did he indicate to you that he was seriously looking for help?
No.
No.
He just he was very flattering to me, and he says, and I know his history with liking and digging my work. That's cool.
Absolutely.
And he thought it was ballsy for me to call because I said to him, I said, you know, if you're taping this now and bringing it tomorrow, it'd be
great.
I said it'd be great for Howard.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit.
I would never do that. First of all, I don't know how to do that.
He's technically
he's technically
He's out of it.
he's beyond Tinkertoy time with this fucking guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you, Edison or something?
Do you still go to meetings?
Can I use that?
Do you still go to meetings?
Huh?
Do you still go to
Hey,
meetings?
how are you? Hey, what are you, Edison? Good night.
Do you still go to meetings?
Huh?
It's yours.
I go to 12-step meetings. I go to shrinks. I meditate. I do everything I can not to drink or
Do you
drugs.
still have the desire to drink? Do you ever think about it?
No, because
you
it's a
don't.
no. It's a no. Luckily, I
Your
don't have
life
the
is better.
cravings.
Your life is better now.
Never been better.
Well, let me ask you this: I got to that place with cocaine. I
Yeah.
seriously got to that place with.
But
cocaine.
Artie, you're doing,
you
doing heroin.
there's a million other drugs.
Yeah,
I know,
you
but
keep saying that.
Yeah,
Dig this.
No,
How
I
about
don't
this?
keep
I was thinking
saying
about
that.
this.
You guys keep saying all this stuff.
You
Howard,
say that
can I answer
every
Howard's
day.
question?
Yes.
You know what hurt my feelings?
Who's the guest tomorrow? My aunt?
That's funny again.
Paul
Why are you
McCartney-
mocking my comedy?
When
I thought
Paul
you said I was
McCartney's
broke.
I
here,
love
we're
your
not talking
comedy.
about your drug
You're
problem.
very funny.
I bet it'll get around to that somehow.
I don't know.
Every other fucking guest
No,
does.
Paul can't give you advice. He's made a worse mess of his life than you.
That's right.
I'm sick of people kissing up to you and coddling you. I know
Who's
a million other
kissing up
fucking
to
drug
me?
addicts who need help.
Who's kissing? No one kisses
Everybody.
up to me. Everybody calls
He's
me
right.
a jerk off.
No, everyone kisses up to you. He's right.
Everybody
because
worries about
drug addicts
you.
think I want it
Kisses up
now,
to me.
and if I don't get it now, and you're an egomaniac.
People who work well, I mean, I think every comic is an egomaniac.
No, every drug addict's an egomaniac. You want what you want now, or else you're pissed off.
Is he hurting his? Yeah,
Here's how he
wants
hurt
it
me.
all. He wants it all.
Yeah. So
How did
if
he
he
hurt you?
says
What's wrong
when
with
I hear
that?
shit, when I hear him say, "Hey, no, I stopped doing cocaine." All right, fine. So he can. He'll gain 300 pounds and he'll do fucking heroin. It's all the same.
Right.
Well,
Gambling.
I replaced.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who's
Why
in,
can't I put a
in
bet on
Ohio.
the
He's a
Giants?
sex addict. All right.
Okay.
He had this relationship, great in the sack, unfucking believable. He
Love the
fucked
girl.
in the bed.
Right.
All right. He fucked about 18 hours a day. Okay.
Why can't I get that addiction?
Well, take this. So here's the point.
You have that. You just can't get any relationship.
Exactly.
So
It's easier to get heroin.
But the rest of his life was totally going into the toilet, and it's hard to tell a guy, you're coming too much, man.
Yeah.
You got to stop coming.
Right.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Right.
That's hard to tell somebody. But ultimately, I said, you're missing out on some other things. I just want you to know, there was a war.
Right.
I didn't know I was fucking her.
Would you stop coming for a war? I wouldn't.
So
There's you at town hall.
No, but here's what hurt my feelings. Here's what hurt my feelings. I'm going to ask you a question.
I heard
Because
your
remember, I
feelings.
want to ask you for your crystal ball prediction on this guy.
No, it's fine.
geez.
Go
And
ahead.
hopefully it'll be
Is that a new
dark.
segment on the show? I don't know.
Yes, new segment.
Come
Come on.
No,
Tell
here's
me.
what hurt me.
Yeah.
A couple of times, because Artie gave me his number, a couple of his
Right.
down the south, wherever, sure, whatever the fuck it is. When I would call him,
Sure.
I just say this, because I just say, hey, it's Richard. Hope you're doing okay.
Right.
He knows I'm a drug addict, too. Now, when you call someone who's a drug addict, if they're not in recovery, they don't call you back. Hey, turn that fucking bullshit off. So when he didn't call me back, first of all, why can't he say, how the fuck are you doing?
Right.
What if I'm holed up, slipping and fucking dying
You should
again?
have told me that.
Right.
No.
I
would have called me back and asked me, how are you doing?
He only
But when he
cares
didn't,
about
that meant
himself.
I knew that he was, and I was right. He was.
No, you were right. Yeah.
That's why you didn't
I
call
don't
me.
want to
Why
lie
would
to
you
you.
want-
I don't want to lie to
No,
you.
that's good. But
I
you're
know.
lying to
I'm gonna
if
call you back and go. I'm
all right, when
sober and.
You don't want to lie to me, anyone else. When you stop lying to yourself, you're gonna get your life back.
I lie when I'm forced to lie. I don't go out looking for.
Why didn't you call Richard and say,
Because
I'm in
I didn't
trouble,
want to
I
lie.
am using heroin?
Because I didn't want to. Because I didn't want to stop using heroin.
Well,
I mean,
you don't have to stop. You could have just talked to him about it.
But I don't want to disappoint him.
I am appointing Richard your go-to guy. I want you reporting to him.
Richard's your sponsor?
That's right.
All right, then I got to make a deal with
he's
Sirius.
gonna be in Milwaukee.
produce
I'm
it.
gonna be in Phoenix. We're gonna call each other.
You're gonna call each
He
other.
works too much.
Celebrity sponsor.
All right, look, this guy right here, Richard Lewis, is a top comic. He's reached the top of his game. You know him from Letterman. You know him from this show. You know him from Larry David uses him.
Curb Your
He's had his own
Enthusiasm.
movies. Somebody told me you will not announce the name of a club that serves alcohol if you perform there.
Are you crazy?
That's every club.
Is that true?
That's
My guys just told me that.
You guys also had me performing Thursday, where I'll be hopefully having intercourse with my wife Thursday night.
How's that going with the wife?
With the wife, Don Rickles' son, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it
the
going?
wife.
How is it going with her?
Huh?
Are you happy still? You were a sex addict.
I'm not a happy person by nature, so I could have I have the best fucking wife I could ever dream of having.
Right.
But I annoy the shit out of her.
Are you
I get into
surprised?
funks.
Are you surprised that she's still with you?
Boy, I can read your fucking mind. I know exactly what you're going to ask me. I'm almost scared. It's
Why?
like a series.
You don't know what I'm going to ask you.
I almost do almost every time.
What am I going to ask you next?
Huh?
Where am I going with this?
You're going to ask her what she thinks about me tweezing my eyebrows.
No, I don't care about that. I'm saying, why would this woman
Live with me?
Yeah, if you're that big a pain in the ass, what does she love about you? Is there anything to love about you?
I'm funny. I'm a decent guy, and I'm pretty good in bed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Do you know you're pretty good in bed? How do you know that?
Yeah,
I have letters. I have letters and referrals.
A recommendation.
Yeah, no. Before I married her, I had letters from about 8 women.
What are you doing Thursday night? Are you doing something at Town Hall? Are you doing a salute to Hillary Clinton?
Fuck this Thursday thing.
Are you doing a salute to Hillary Clinton?
I don't even
with
know
Bon
who's
Jovi?
on the bill this week, except I'm there Saturday night. I just came in town. I'm jet lagged.
You're there Saturday night.
Hillary Clinton's doing stand-up?
No.
No.
I'm just confused by your schedule.
Saturday night, the 17th. Belzer night, 8 o'clock,
All
Town
right.
Hall.
That sounds like a fun night.
It's a great venue.
Who goes on first, Belzer?
Belzer, yeah, with his
So
band.
You're the headliner.
No, we're co-headlining, but he.
What do you mean with his band?
The Belzonics.
What is that about? I don't want to hear him sing.
The band's great. He does it. He's like a rock and roll singer. I don't know. I don't know. He's funny as shit. He's a legend, but he brings a band with him.
Does he do his Mick Jagger impression?
I have no idea. I don't watch anybody anymore. I come there 5 minutes before I go on.
The band annoys you, doesn't it?
No, I tease him about it.
Right.
The belt, I mean,
you're a stand-up. You go out there.
The band's great, by the way, and he kills.
Right.
Okay, it's hard to follow. And Artie, no matter how strong you are, following an A act is murder.
Right. Yeah.
But with a rock and roll band, it makes it even more difficult.
Hey,
but I'm not gonna. No matter how great it is for him, I'm not coming on with, landing at an airport with, "Hey, where's my tuba player?" I'll go fucking. I'd kill myself.
Makes no sense.
Hey, I lost my snare drum. Fuck you. I couldn't imagine being a prop guy.
Compared to stand-up,
I've been a prop guy traveling on the road, waiting for the bags.
How does he do
Where
that?
the fuck is my drum with the giraffe with the big dick?
It's a lot of work there.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being first of all, I'm not a big prop comic. You don't like prop. Yeah.
I can barely bring like a shirt on the road. I can't pack at all. I mean, Carrot Top has like
he has a trunk.
Listen,
he has a trunk.
He's making a lot of money, though. Kids like the props. They like to see things come out of the trunk.
Kids. It's fucking the 50-year-old ago.
Yeah, I mean, if you make people laugh, what's the difference?
That doesn't matter.
Why do comedians put down prop comedians? I don't understand.
No, I'm not putting them
It
down.
just doesn't make me laugh, but people love that shit.
Some people love
I'm
that.
actually
Well, look
just
at Steve
saying,
Martin. He was a genius. He used props.
I feel bad for the guy taking all the shit. I'm not putting them down.
It's a lot of work.
What was the name? The name. You cannot get around that name.
Carrot Top?
You can't.
You never give yourself a silly
Mother
name on stage?
Teresa would say, saving thousands of people. Look at that. He looks like fucking Carrot Top.
Did you ever think about changing your name early on in your career?
To Carrot Top?
To Carrot
No
Top?
fucking way.
No way. Might have
never
worked out
worked.
well.
Skull Cap Top.
Skull Cap Top. The Jewish Carrot Top.
Can I ask you something, Howard?
Sure.
Because I know you're into health shit, and when I heard that Lange took that colonic where
The
three of them,
wheatgrass,
right.
the wheatgrass.
Now, a lot of famous actresses back in the 40s did it every day. I think Betty Davis took one every
Robin
day.
does it every week.
Joan Crawford. That's what someone.
They don't suggest every day.
Robin does it all the time.
Is it a rush? Does it feel good?
You want
No.
it?
I didn't
Really?
get any
He
sort
loved
of.
it. He loved it.
I liked
Are you
it in the
embarrassed when
sense-
all that shit comes out of you in front of the nurses?
No, I tell you, it was refreshing. You feel great, but it
What
wasn't
about when
a
the
rush.
shit, when the logs come out? Do they
Can I tell
turn
you
their head
something?
or what?
No, they look at it. They love it. They fucking get into it. It's their whole life. They announce it like Bob Uecker.
Do me a favor. Don't get into that. We had on Dr. Drew Pinsky. He said no way.
Don't listen
No way to what?
doctors.
No, I was just not that.
You don't need that.
Oh no, that had nothing to do with him getting sober. I was just, I used to be an enema freak. I was addicted to enemas.
Were you?
Yeah.
Listen to him.
The Fleet's enema with the picture of the beautiful nurse.
Why were you?
And when it
addicted to
came
What
with
was your
olive
thought?
oil, with the orange tip had olive oil, and it came on the side with a little crouton.
Well, how does a man get
packet.
addicted to that? How did you like doing it?
I did.
Yeah.
What was up with that?
That was a little kid. Once I had a woman squirted in my butt.
Wow.
It was
This
fucking
was
great.
a sex thing
And
with
then
you?
What
no,
did she charge you for that?
she did that, huh?
That's so
There was
disgusting.
no hook. I don't need hookers.
That's gross.
Huh?
That's gross.
But not my wife. This is back when I was high.
You get
Did
scatological
she watch
like
you?
that?
Did she watch you move your bowels when you did that?
No, I had to run it because it comes right out. I didn't want to fucking move my bedspread. It was a lot of money.
That's unbelievable. Well,
Why not? It feels good.
don't do it anymore.
I don't. I haven't.
Yeah, I
but I
would
used to
say
go to like drugstores when I had if I was doing a gig for 6 days, I'd walk around with the cart, get my sodas and shit. And if I was still drinking bottles of wine
Wow.
and about 30 enemas.
Wow.
And I had
was it sexual in a sense?
No, I didn't always
You
use
had
it,
a
but
woman.
no, it was like I'm dysmorphic because I used to be chubby.
Is Robin right that a woman would administer the enema to you? Was it a sexual thing?
I just related. I had some memories of back in the day when I was loaded
And
going
would she
down.
watch you evacuate?
No,
No.
that I wasn't into. But having a stick it in the ass and squirt the water was a trip.
How about Larry
my
David?
goodness.
How's that job going, Larry David?
Well,
show?
I'm shooting a lot more this month.
You're close with him. You hang around with
I
him.
know him since I'm 12. I don't hang around with anybody really.
You don't
It's
hang
just
around
Artie
with
and
Steve
I and Drew
Martin?
Pinsky.
You don't have any friends, male friends? It's just a woman.
Mainly a guy named a lot of friends, and I come here and I buy artwork from a guy named Carl Totolo. I have about 40 of his paintings.
and
He's
you
like
have
a mentor
friendship
of
with
mine.
him,
He's a best friend.
and you'll go to dinner.
He's
York
a
artist.
mentor? How does he mentor
I met him
you?
at TITOLO, by the way, New Year's, and you can find him. He's a genius. I've never saw any art like this in my life. I met him 25 years ago. His paintings are sort of how we riff.
You talking to Letterman anymore, or is he completely blown
Yeah,
you
no,
off?
I'm doing all the shows.
You're doing all the shows.
Yeah, there's not
Doing
one
Leno
show I don't
too.
When I want to, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
you'll do those shows.
I don't. Some shows are more fun than others.
Right.
You know?
I understand. You like
I
Letterman,
had a great time the last couple of times on Ferguson because he doesn't use any notes. He
Right.
just lets you ad lib. I dig that. I think it's funny, man.
Who needs notes? What
No,
is with
they
all
do.
the
They,
notes?
they pay people. You know this. I don't know
Pre-screen.
I don't know how. When you go on, they say, I say, if you ask me, I once told, because I've done Conan a lot. We've had talks about Conan. I have had fun on that show.
Right.
And Frank Smiley, I know forever.
Right.
So I once was in the middle of like a long, 5 weeks of concerts. I'd done at least 2 hours of new material, and I knew what was working and what wasn't. And Frank knows how, he used to torture me.
Right.
He'd call me. And he says, "What do you want? What are you gonna do tomorrow?" I said, "What are you talking about?" It's like I said, "I'm not telling you what I'm gonna fucking do.
Right.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ad lib." He said, "Well, give me some, some things." This is like years ago.
Right.
So I said, "Let me tell you something right now, Frank." And I love it. He's an old friend of mine. If you ask me one more time, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to kill the staff. I went nuts. I snapped on the phone. So I came in and I told Cohen, huh? No. No, I said, I've been doing this for 35 fucking... I don't ask me. Yeah, set me up. Yeah, I bought a fucking stapler. I can't work that way. But he was teasing me. So I went in to do Conan 2 days later because it took a day to get... And I told Conan, I said, no more. I cannot answer any more questions. I don't... No shows ask me anymore. I'm a mental case.
Right.
They know I'll just snap.
Right.
And they haven't kept me off. I said, don't ask me. They said, well, we need areas. I said, okay, God, my dick, marriage, shirts, Kleenex.
Well, a lot of times.
Ask me anything. I can talk forever on anything, and I trust me.
A lot of times these guests come in, they have nothing to say.
Hey, they have a soap opera star who's frozen.
Right.
They have to say, I ran into the president yesterday. You know,
that's you need a pre-interview.
Yeah,
all right,
but not us.
All right.
I mean, when you do Dave, he doesn't ask you what to talk about.
Never.
It's a joke.
It's insulting. Listen, here's the. Take a few phone calls. Say hello to some people.
Yeah, the people who you've set up some white supremacists to call me.
No, I haven't set up anybody.
Yeah, last time I always get set up. It's fun. I love it. Come
on, let's say hello to a few people.
Let's roll with the people.
Donna, go ahead.
Hey, Richard, how you doing?
I'll reserve judgment.
All right, I had a question. Howard made a comment about Artie's behavior not being detrimental to the show. I wanted to know how you felt about it being detrimental to him, though.
Oh, yes, that's different.
It's very detrimental to him.
Of course.
Have you seen Howard TV lately?
Oh, well, of course. I mean, I feel it is, obviously, and until he faces up to his problem, you know, he'll continue to...
What, did I look like shit on television? I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? That I look like I'm dying on TV?
It's
what is
obvious
that
that
Ready for this comment? Let me answer that in another way. When I 2 nights ago in L.A., I was putting on. I wanted to catch up a little bit. You know what's going down with the show and with Artie, and you have a new thing on now. It was like it was almost like. The year in review with Artie.
Right.
Artie's wild year.
Can I just say something?
Which I knew nothing
That's
about. Which I knew nothing
gigantic enabler for Artie.
Artie's wild
I'm sorry
year.
to say to you and the fucking company and the producers. I don't think you're
wrong.
He's looking at that and he's whacking off in his head saying, look at this is what's making me fucking great.
No,
and it ain't.
That's not what makes me great. I hate that thing.
You do?
Of course I hate it. I would rather than put the funny shit I say on the air.
Well, come up with it from time to time. They'll plug it in.
All right.
Now you are funny, Artie. You know I think.
No, but I'm saying I don't. Of course I don't like that.
All right,
but what am I
let's say
going
hi
to
to
do?
Rosie. Rosie, go ahead.
I get paid
Miami.
$80 an hour from them.
Here's Rosie.
Hi, good morning. I was wondering if Artie could wait until Saturday to die because I have tickets to see him in Boca Friday.
Oh, of course,
Can you wait till
sweetie.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's
I'm
nice.
at well, thank you, sweetie, because I can say I'm at the Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton.
Don.
Friday night, call for whatever.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Richard,
Hey,
I'm
man.
wondering, you're doing Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm, and did he set you up with another hot broad for your wife?
I don't know yet. I don't know till I get to the set.
You have a hot woman on that? I don't watch
Did
that
you get
show.
rid of the hot one you had?
Yeah, I don't think I'm with Cha-Cha, with Tia Carrera, of course. When I was in last year, I was telling the New York Times guy yesterday, I don't know when the article come out, Thursday or whenever, and we were talking about you a lot.
Right.
But I said the one thing, and I talked about Gary, I said, they have this fucking unbelievable way. They're 3 clicks away from demolishing my career. Like when Tia Carrera was I said, I was on last year, and she was my girlfriend.
Right.
And Gary walks in with a big fucking shit-eating grin on. Hey, they just came in from the Canadian Express. Richard Lewis, that old Jew, fuck. How does he get off of dating Tia Carrera? Like I give a fuck what anyone has to say anyway. Fuck all that. But you guys really know how to demolish a guest.
When you worked with
fantastic.
Tia Carrera, you did a love scene with her? Did you get to?
No, I didn't even have a chance. I have never had a makeout session on Curb with any beautiful women. Larry doesn't let me do it. Making out isn't funny anyway.
Nobody's making out on that show. Who's making out?
No one.
Larry had a...
His wife, yeah, every once in a while.
I would kill to have a love scene on that show.
It's improv. Why not just start fucking her right in front of everyone?
You know something? That's a great fucking idea.
Of course.
What about the enema? What if I whip out an enema?
Yes, Don. Go ahead.
Howard, I just want to make a comment with you guys and Artie, man. I mean, you got to be driving them nuts with this, bringing it up on the air, all this, his addiction and things like that. I think it's worse for him.
I brought it up because I know Richard has been in contact.
I don't mean just today, but I mean in general, overall.
No, I'm not bringing it up anymore unless it's like Richard had a relationship with. Like tomorrow when McCartney's on, I'm not bringing up Artie's drug problem.
Unless Paul brings it up.
Although Paul brings it up and wants to help Artie.
Although you could.
I can't wait to hear that.
You could.
If that happens, by the way,
Lennon was on heroin. You ask him how Lennon got off heroin.
If that happens, by the way, I'm leaving show business.
Did Paul have to do an intervention with Lennon?
I think McCartney might be the one to get Artie off drugs.
You know, if he showed up with the intervention, a Beatle.
That would be a big deal.
Would do it.
Hey, you know, Ringo, I met my wife through Ringo, and he's been sober a long time.
Is that true? Are you making a joke?
No, at a party, and I picked up my wife.
Was it at Ringo's house?
No, at A&M Records, at the old studio, he had a record, and my wife was in the record business a long time, so she knew some of the writers. And
I've yet to meet your wife. Is she here with you in New York?
Yeah.
She is?
Yeah.
I think when I'm free, if I could see you. Oh, no, I can't.
Oh.
What a shock.
Yeah. Do you want me to take you and your wife to dinner? Is that what you're looking for? Are you hinting at that?
No, I would take you to dinner after all you've done for me. I don't need your dinner. I'll take you to dinner. No, I won't go.
I'm not free.
Huh?
I'm not free.
Take me to dinner.
You're not. You can't get to dinner with Richard
I would like
again?
to. Tell me your schedule. When are you free?
I'll email. I get information to you?
How?
Through a terrorist network.
Well, you have my phone number, right?
Huh? No.
Here.
You've never given him your phone number.
No.
Here's my number.
Belzer claims that, he's like...
Belzer has my number.
Of course he does.
No, I wish he wouldn't use it.
Of course, he never answers when he sees its bell.
Here. I'm going to write it down for you right now.
Belzer, like it's really not a rape.
Rap!
You have my number. I know you do. You're full of shit.
Belzer loves you, by the way, and your wife.
Thank you. He should.
Because he met your wife. I just have to see pictures on the fucking internet. That's the kind of friendship we have. It's sad, Howard.
Sad, you never even met I never met your wife.
That's because you're a recluse and, except with a few people.
I would like to meet the wife because I bet there's a lot to ask there and a lot of things to learn.
Oh,
I bet. That poor
woman must be a saint.
Oh, my God. Because it's all about you and the marriage, I'm sure. I mean, there's no room for her needs or any of her thoughts. I mean,
she has her own house.
She does.
Yeah.
She doesn't even live with you.
She has a getaway house.
Oh, she has to leave sometime.
80 miles out of Hollywood.
Wow.
As soon as she says, if we get married, I have to buy my house. And then when I proposed, the next day she bought a house. Wow. Pretty cool.
And I do want to thank you for making that call to Artie. I know you weren't looking for thanks, but...
He made several calls.
Hey, Artie knows what he has to do. That guy is right. It is annoying to him, but, the more it's up to Artie.
And that's what counts.
It's up to Artie.
I think it's annoying to the audience at this point.
That's right.
No, it's not.
For more information...
I don't think so.
Robin likes it. For more information, go to richardlewisonline.com.
That means it's definitely annoying to the audience.
And go see Richard's show by all means. The guy's got endless hours of material. He sits at home, he writes all day. He has nothing else to do.
That's
Let
true.
him get some of this material out.
And how about Belzer? Come on, and the Belzonics.
Come on. I would go see the Belzonics.
Is the name of his band really the Belzonics?
Yeah, the Belzonics. I thought it was. That's why I thought about Enema. It sounded like a high colon, the Belzonics.
You go to your wife's house?
Huh?
Does she have a husband there, or does she? Another time we'll talk about that.
Paul Reiser.
The great Richard Lewis will be back right after these words.
How'd it go in there, man?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'll have, there's a lot of people watching this, universities, Secret Service, and they will decode it and send you guys and Cirrus, how I went. I think I would say it was like an A- shot.
You really let Artie have it in there.
Yeah, I just told him I loved him, and it's up to him. No one else. Everyone is, they're enabling him by treating him like he's special. So he's just a drug addict like I am, and he's got to figure it out.
So you really think that he has to hit rock bottom to have that moment of clarity?
Of course he hasn't hit rock bottom yet. He would be sober. He's a drug addict and a heroin addict and an alcoholic and a food addict. He's an addict like I am, but he's still not willing to stop.
Do you think there's hope for him?
Huh?
Do you think there's hope for him?
I personally?
Yeah.
I have faith that he'll change, but yeah, of course there's hope. He's still alive. As long as he has a breath, he can change. But if he doesn't, then you won't be seeing him around here. He'll be in the streets.
Now, what do you think Howard and the guys and us, Howard TV, have to do for Artie? You said that, like our TV show, the Artie's Wild Year, is kind of egging him on.
He disputed it. I basically was saying, the best of Artie being drunk and the best of this and best of that. Part of his brain, look, he's a brilliant comic, and he's at the point where he's thinking that is one of the reasons why he's a success. It's bullshit. It got him a fan base, but his fan base is not going to leave him. They want him to live, not die, and he will be 20 times funnier, if that's even possible, if he cleaned up his act, because he will talk about all the hell, unlike he can now. He can't talk about it truthfully now because he's still in the middle of it. And he'll be really fun. He'll be one of the best comics ever if he cleans himself up. If he doesn't, he'll be in and out in a daze like this, and or die way early. I love the guy. I'm rooting for him like I do anyone in this position.
All right, we'll wish for the best.
All right, ciao.
Thanks, Richard. What do you think of Richard Lewis today?
I love him. I'm a big Richard Lewis fan.
Now, he thinks in order for you to get better, you have to hit rock bottom.
Well,
do you agree with that?
I think with this interview right now that I'm doing with you, I've hit rock bottom.
Thanks,
I'm honored that Richard would be worried about me, and he's a good man. And listen, hopefully I'll die long before I hit rock bottom. I'm getting sick.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Sal Governale, and on Monday's show I came in and explained to Howard that I got drunk at a party, I drew jizz on a girl's face, the birthday girl, I played Guess What's in My Pouch, I took a leak in the parking lot, I punted a glass and smashed it, and he thinks I'm nuts and I'm crazy. Just a fun night out. I'm not crazy, right?
Normal guy.
That's what I thought. So check it out. I mean, doing these stupid things for attention like Howard said, it's not the fucking life. All right?
Sal has done it once again. Now, when he told you this story, I mean, and Sal, we're going to ask you about it, but Sal doesn't realize what went wrong for a little while. Part of him does, but in some ways, is he asking you to affirm what he did wrong or to point out what he did wrong?
I think sometimes he comes to me on that count. Like, I know he comes to me because he knows he wants to talk about it on the air, and he's willing to talk about it on the air, so he comes to me. But I think also there's a level where Sal sees me as, in some odd way, the voice of reason, and he does sometimes bounce stuff off me. Like when you said to me today, you told me the whole story, and then you told me the story about your wife, giving you the brush off during sex, and you go, do you think that she was mad at me? I was like, how you could not see that is shocking to me.
I'm a big believer in the outside perspective, really, because I've lost, after a while, years and years of people always saying to you, dude, you getting this? I don't trust myself anymore. And you're one of the guys in my life that has that, dude, are you getting this?
Right.
Like, come on, wake up and smell the coffee. And that's why I have a tendency to come to you. But with this story, I have to tell you, I told Richard a little bit about it this morning. Like how I punted a glass in the parking lot and did a pee move with my cock where it looked like a garden hose. And Richard goes, you got to tell Gary. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. And he's like, why? I go, because I know where it's going to go. I know that Howard is just, that it gets painful after a while.
Right. When Howard said, I could tell for you, Howard said to you this morning, Sal, can I tell you a little bit about yourself? And you go, no, that's too painful.
Yeah. I didn't even realize I said that because that really, it hurts to hear those things about yourself.
Well, Howard did say that in some way you need to be the center of attention.
I know. And that makes me cringe because it's douchey, you know what I mean? That's just a douchey thing.
But you keep going back. I don't know that that's it, but that you keep going back there to that center of attention thing.
But I try not to. I'm really working.
You're trying to lay low at those parties.
Like, what's that?
You're trying to lay low. I mean,
you know what? The thing is, I really was, but I was on a mission before I got there. I said, tonight's hard alcohol, and I haven't done that in a while. I'm not doing beer. I'm not eating hard alcohol, and I just wanted to get to a happy zone and just be loose. And I didn't know it was going to take me to fucking, oh my God, to the chambers of hell.
What did you think was going to happen?
I thought I just would get drunk and have a good time. I didn't know I'd get to a point where I'm insulting everybody at the party.
Like
that's the worst thing. And my wife goes, where does that stuff come from? She goes, that's buried deep down inside you. I go, it really isn't. I'm not a hateful person. She goes, no, you have a lot of issues because you go right to the things that people are thinking and you magnify them and make them so much worse. You make people feel like shit. And I'm like, that is the last thing I want to do. I
tend to agree with your wife because the way I don't even know the people that you were talking about, but the way you were describing it, like you even said, I started roasting these people, and I don't even know why. It wasn't like they asked for a roast. And it does sound like some of this stuff isn't necessarily even funny.
Right. It's
and
just mean-spirited.
They say that like alcohol is truth serum. I think that's bullshit. I think that some people use that as a crutch.
Right.
But it did seem to give you the license to say whatever you wanted, and there are some pretty hurtful things.
You know what I think? I think because of the whole no governor, you call me.
Right.
I've been doing so well with therapy as the no governor, with putting the cap on the governor, that I think subconsciously this drinking gave me. You have to let it out. You know how you have to let a dog run once in a while? You can't keep it in the apartment all day, and you finally let it go. Maybe I think I drank because it would allow me to take the governor, just not have the governor.
Well, it's an excuse.
Yeah, maybe it was, but that wasn't my intention. I didn't want to go there and tell a girl that she looks like she has a dead poodle on her head, and she doesn't. She's a beautiful person.
Well, can I just say the other thing that Sal came out of there, and sometimes when Sal's trying to defend himself, he came out of the studio and he now starts stroking the TV camera, and sometimes when Sal's trying to either explain himself or defend himself, he'll pick an odd way to go, and then he just starts to roll. And he goes with it. Then it's more and more ridiculous, but he keeps rolling with it. So I'm sitting in my office, and I hear him talking, and Sal's doing this whole rap about, listen, these 40th birthday parties, it's a lot of bullshit.
True.
People come. They don't even really like the person that's there. Everybody pretends to like them.
But I like them.
So, okay, but I said, I walked out. I said, Sal, I got to tell you, say that's true, right? And you may be right. Who asked you to come and expose that?
Right. Nobody. Myself. The person in my head after I have all that Captain Morgan, the captain comes out and says, "Go to town, boy."
But I'm saying, like, in other words, they invited you as a friend.
Captain Morgan told me to tell these people.
You may feel that way, but
I know.
We were talking about Sal. I don't even know if the story ever made it to the air, but Sal ended up he walks into a diner. And he hears a woman.
Well, can I
tell the story.
Well, I went into a diner and I waited for my wife to come, and there was this nice old Jewish lady next to me, and I'm just specifically spelling it out. She's a nice old Jewish lady next to me, and she says to the lady behind the counter, she goes, "Phyllis, how was the party?" And she goes, "Oh, it was great. Marie got engaged." And the old Jewish lady goes, "She got engaged. When is she getting married?" And the waitress goes, "You know, Marie, she's never gonna get married." And the old lady goes, "I suppose." So now at this point, I'm listening. I'm like, oh, here's an opportunity for me to chime in because I heard. So I go, you know what? I go, that's brilliant. She goes, what's brilliant? I go, the fact that these people are never getting married. I go, you hear about all these retards. They get married. It turns into murder, suicide, dysfunctional families. But seldomly do you hear engaged people breaking up. You never hear about an engagement breaking up. You hear it about marriage. I go, these people are geniuses. The hell with the other idiots that are getting married. So the lady sighs, and she looks up at me, and she goes, they're not getting married because they both have Down syndrome. And it was just at that moment where I was like, oh, my God.
Did you explain her Captain Morgan wrote the bit?
No, and I wasn't. But
what
it makes sense.
What compels you to decide to chime in at that point?
But listen, you guys really think that?
It's not a big deal.
If you're at a diner, you're just fucking around.
Right.
That's what people do at diners.
But he was like waiting for something. I tend not to get involved in strangers' conversations, maybe from time to time. But this is that if I were your shrink.
What time of night was this?
It was in the afternoon. It was on a Saturday afternoon. It was about 12:30, and I was waiting for my wife and my friends to come meet me at the diner.
But Benji, there's an underlying thing with Sal that he always feels compelled.
But I don't
to chime in.
I don't care to really talk.
I'm
telling. I said it to my wife. She goes, "You're crazy." I go, "I really don't." When I go to these parties, I'm thinking I have nothing. There's nothing interesting happening here, and that's another thing I'm dealing with therapy. My therapist says that nothing interests you except for something that has to be so cockamamie and far-fetched. That's the only time your attention is caught. And I said, well, I guess it's true. He goes, you have to start listening to people and learning about them and getting involved in them and respecting their thoughts and their feelings. And I said, I know. But I have to be honest with you. I go to these parties. I'm like, I got to deal with this asshole. I got to deal with that asshole. I got to pretend I like this guy. I got to, I think everybody's like that. You ever go to a dinner with another couple? You want to take that butter knife and stab that fucking guy with the bad breath in the neck as he's talking to you about his shitty job and all the money he's making. Like, fuck you and your job. Die right in front of him.
Then why do you go?
But you do it out of the fucking pain in the ass that you can marry next to you, who will bury you when you get home and rip you apart, and then you have to deal with that for 2 goddamn months. It's not worth it. So what do? Guys go out, we put on a happy face, we pretend we like everybody. It's like we're on Xanax. Like it's the happy. We don't care. Guys don't care about that. You know what I want to do? I want to go home, watch some porn, jerk off, maybe go fishing with my kids, go to sleep, have a sandwich. It's simple things.
Sal, a couple times today, and even once here, you've mentioned that your therapist says you've made some progress. You've moved forward. Okay. How? No, I'm not being sarcastic. Well, I kind of am, but I mean the question. How have you made progress? Again, what ways do you think you're better? You talk about, I got to listen to other people. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. Right. But you do it all the time. So how are you making progress in your or the therapist's eyes?
Okay. I think I'm making progress because what happened in this situation, I got really drunk and I lost it. I had to unleash, so to speak. But before that period, I started listening to people. I started looking at them in the eye when they spoke to me, and I started listening and absorbing the stuff that they had to say. And I really, I don't know if I could say I forced myself, but I really tried to take a real sincere interest in what people have to say. And that was working. And I was doing that with my wife. I would come home and listen to these stories about her girlfriends. And it's not easy. But I did notice, in her defense, that the more I listened, the more I did sincerely get involved. And it helped our relationship.
But how much of an effort does it take for you to do that? I mean, are you like, okay, I really have to concentrate? Like, is it a chore for you? How would you describe it?
It's tough in the beginning. But as time goes on, you'll get better and better, because I told my therapist when I was a kid, I would be in the middle of telling my father something, and my dad would just turn his head and go, "Hey, Ralph, so what's going on? What'd you do this weekend?" Like literally in the middle of me talking to my father. And he says that you have a little bit of that in you. It's like an ADD or thing, And he says that the way you remember that about your dad, your children are going to remember that about you. And that's what really affected me. I'm like, I don't want to be that person. Right. I really want to listen to my kids and make sure that they're being heard.
The thing I'm also surprised about what you talked about, like my wife and I go out with lots of friends, and I can say that I genuinely like the people that we go out with. We both seem to like the same types of people, and people we don't like, we just don't go out with.
Shave off.
So
yeah.
I can't remember the last time I went to dinner where I wanted to stab somebody in the neck with a butter knife.
That hasn't happened to me recently, but there have been I think because I'm able to kind of like dodge those situations. But the people we hang out with now, like the Red Ox and Cliff and his wife and the Kaplans, the Jew for Jesus people,
and your ex-friend Ian.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on him.
What was the anti-Semitic rant he was talking about?
I was just saying how look, they're all Jewish people there. So I was the Goya. I do it because they throw out the Goya word. When you're amongst the Jews, they love throwing out the Goya word. And let me tell you, I was saying how I really appreciate the Jews because they're a little bit more dignified in how they handle things.
Did somebody actually call you that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What did they say?
My two friends.
They said you look like a pinto bean.
No, like my friend Allison, she calls me the Goya, and then she gets mad when I say it back. She says, I said that I'm saying it wrong. It's like Goyam or something.
Yeah. Yes.
She corrects me. She goes, it's not Goya, you're a bean, whatever. And she never said bean. She goes, it's Goyam, get it right, because she always throws that word around. And she's not racist or whatever, And I'm just sitting down, I go, hanging out with you Jewish people, I've learned a lot. I've learned that you're very, they're smart about how they handle things. I go, you sure you do your drugs just like the minorities. You do your racist material just like the minorities. You have a lot of hate and a lot of this and a lot of that. I go, but you guys really know how to carry on a nice, smiley, happy face in the public eye. But when you get in your backyard, hey, you might not be drinking Ripple. You drink a little Manischewitz or something else, and you might not be smoking a joint out of a cigar. You're smoking it out of a fancy bong, and you might not be saying N-word jokes, but you're saying Schwarzer jokes. But you're doing it in a dignified way, contained in a situation where it's cool. And that's what I respect about the Jewish people, that they know how to carry themselves publicly and privately. A lot of respect for the Jews.
Here's my question. Why did they need to know that from you?
I don't know, because I was bored out of my mind, and I was sitting around them.
It's a wacky theory.
Because I was
that
drunk.
No one solicited your views on the Jews.
I know, but I was sitting around a bunch of them, and what else do I have in common with them? We're not going to talk about lasagna.
Because Jews don't know anything about lasagna.
They don't like ovens. I mean, what can I tell you? I don't know.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, Mike Gange came in because he got in trouble in the studio, and we talked to him about his relationship with Howard, and he was bummed out about it, and he's pretty convinced that Howard hates him. So we investigated that whole idea.
Gary, has Gange been beaten into submission at this point?
Yeah. I really feel like when he walks in, even before today, there were times where Gange goes, some days I get the feeling Howard doesn't like me.
Yeah, I really do. So
we had that conversation not long ago.
There are times, really, and I don't feel this often, but there are times that I feel like Howard honestly doesn't like me.
Why?
I don't know.
How could you be around for this long and have him not like you?
Sometimes I feel like it goes back to like when I used to work at his house like 100 years ago, and like, I don't know. I feel like, when I wanted to graduate from working at his house, I felt like, he thought of that as like an insult that I wanted to leave. And I think ever since then, he's never liked me in some way.
So I disagree with that. I know he likes you, but he does. like Ganji was working at ETV, television for like 8 years, and Howard would preface every conversation by saying, the guy, Robin Radzinski, tells me Ganji's really good at what he does. I don't see it. Right. And so like he did something he interned for us for 2 or 3 years. He worked for Howard for like 2 years. And then he's done this other job for 10 or 15 that he's done really well at, and Howard's not buying into it.
Well, do you think that Howard always sees you as the kid who was working at his house or an intern versus what you've become, whatever that is?
That could be part of it. That could be a big part of it. But I feel like somewhere along the line, I must have ran over his cat or something. I feel like I did something that I don't know what it is, but he knows what it is.
You sent his dying friend a porn tape.
That's not.
No, he's still. It's really funny.
He brings it up, but you know what? I got to tell you, when he told me about that day, when I got called, he called me to his office. And again, this is my recollection of it from my side. He called me to his office, in a serious tone. He told me about it, that I'd screwed up, and I understood. But it wasn't like he yelled at me and like made it like had
because he doesn't yell at anybody off the air.
But it wasn't like he told me, hey, listen, you made a mistake. But it wasn't like it didn't feel like a big, huge thing. Like I don't feel like that was the thing that would make him hate me.
Yeah, but think of how many times it's come up on the air versus that one little meeting.
I know, because it's a funny story, and I think
and I'm going to tell you something. I was talking to somebody who had dinner at his house within the last couple of months, and he came in and he goes, "Did you ever hear the story about Ganji?" I go, "Do you not listen to the show?" He goes, "It's the first time I ever heard it." So it came up at dinner.
It's a funny story, and it's a huge F up. So yeah, so I think that's why he likes it. But I don't think that would make him hate me. And I think in some weird way, there's something, I don't know what it is.
Then why would you be around after 20 years if you really, truly felt that way about you?
Because I'm not 100% sure. I just have this feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I just, every once in a while, I get this, like, weird inkling, like on a day like today, where I feel honestly I did nothing wrong.
You know what you did wrong?
And
today?
I feel like I got in his cross.
No,
he saw me.
Your visual presence set him off. That's exactly right. Ganji's visual presence just irritated Howard.
Right.
Gary,
and Gary goes
Howard, I was going to say, Howard's gone after you many, many times during the years of the show. Have you ever felt like he didn't like you?
Yes, there was a period of time. Where I really felt like it was probably like a 6-month period. I remember it well. He was short with me during the commercial breaks. When I would come, see again, Artie and I have talked about this, but it's what you don't see and what you don't hear that could sometimes hurt the most. And you would go in the studio, and Howard would wave me off, or he would put up his hand. If I started talking, he'd put up his hand. Like it's almost like I don't want to hear from you right now. And whatever was going on, whether it was in my head or whether he was going through things in his life and he was mad and I was the focal point, I felt for a period of time that he had something against me. And it's very tough to deal with.
Ralph Sorella, you care to weigh in on this?
Actually, I do. Hey, now. And I have, let me make this clear, I have no personal information from being friends with Howard. It's never come up. But I feel exactly the way Ganji does. I feel like he's kind of, I don't know, had it in for him, or not like he's out to get him, and of course he wouldn't be fired, but there's some sort of dislike or something, some core kind of thing that he doesn't like about Ganji, and I always thought Ganji was like, and this is years and years ago. I mean, like Ganji always seemed to me like a hard worker, and really didn't get caught up in the whole. Especially when it was bad years ago, the show was like everybody was turning everybody in, and you couldn't like cough in the wrong direction without being fucking thrown to the wolves. And Ganji was never like that, and I always respected that. And I never got, I don't know, I never got why.
And I never used like the show for my own betterment.
Yeah, like Ganji's always been a stand-up guy, and I don't know where that there's some sort of resentment towards Ganji, and I could be, but I get that vibe. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I get it too sometimes. Which is weird.
There's people way ahead of Ganji who should be disliked.
Yeah, I understand why Howard was annoyed that what happened this morning.
No, but that's not. I'm talking about years and years, like Ganji said.
Right, I feel like there's an underlying thing there.
But was there how long? Because when I started, I didn't feel that.
I don't know. I felt like it's always been there in some weird way.
I kind of think what Ganji was saying, like that, like that he was at the house and like, well, what is Ganji working at the TV thing, not taking him seriously, and Ganji worked hard over there and proved himself and never really proved himself to Howard. Maybe I don't know. I just there was I think there was something there between the house and
aren't there only I can only think of 2 people that don't probably have that feeling that Howard dislikes him.
Who are
in
they?
some way. I would say John Hein and Robin. I would think everyone else.
You think Robin and I are the only people who feel that Howard likes them and is not thinking that he may not like them?
Yeah,
well, I feel that way.
What about JD? I mean, I don't think JD feels that way. I don't feel that way. I think there's a lot of people who don't feel that way.
No. I think what Benji's saying that we're the people. Aside from those 2 people, we've all gone through that at one time or another. Not
Maybe
like I don't feel that way, but I did go through that. I know Fred doesn't feel that way, but Fred has gone through that at times.
But I think Ganji's been feeling this way for 15 years.
But Ralph
now.
is the only one that clearly Howard likes. I mean, because he's his personal friend. So
that's not. I'm saying
clearly he chooses to spend time with you.
I feel Howard hates me sometimes.
Well, you just said you didn't feel that
way. No, but sometimes I'm saying Ganji. I think Ganji's had this feeling for a long time now.
Now, Ganji, since you have had this feeling for a very long time, you've known Howard 20 years. You work with. Would you ever feel comfortable enough to say, "Hey, look, maybe it's just me, but I really need to get this off my chest"?
No, I again because I'm not gonna bother him. Whatever it is, what it is, and I'm not gonna,
I could say one thing about what you said. I don't know if I did something at the house or ran over his cat or something like that. I mean, over the years, Howard and I have lots of conversations off the air, and never has he given me any indication in any way whenever we speak about you that he doesn't hold you in high regard. He always says, Ganji does hard work, or Ganji does a good job. I've never heard him give me even a hint of. Usually, after years and years and years, he might tell me, "Oh God, one time Ganji was at my house," but I've never heard anything like that.
Right?
No, I've heard that.
Joe in Boston, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, Ganji, I was going to say that maybe Howard sees you as an easy target, but now that I'm thinking about it, and now that there's comparisons to John Hein, and maybe Howard just doesn't like unprofessionalism, because that's what he rags on the most. Whenever you do something unprofessional, to my knowledge, John, since he joined the show, hasn't done anything or put himself out there that has come across as unprofessional, and maybe that's why he doesn't get the flack that you get. What do you think?
And I can understand that if that was really the case. If my worst offense is that I post I'm going bike riding on Facebook, really, is that unprofessional?
Then also the Miss Howard TV stuff.
Yeah, but you know what?
Again, there's people who are way more unprofessional.
Yeah, and really, I'm not like overly, crazy. I mean, while it seems, you can bust my balls a little bit about being, hanging out with them, but I'm not like super unprofessional. Unprofessional would be
fucking
me, like,
them, and that's never happened.
Or me like groping them, and me like doing something really inappropriate.
Is it just maybe he just enjoys goofing on Ganji and knows it gets sort of a rise out of you?
Well, and that could be, but I feel like sometimes when he does it, there's like a real hinge of anger.
Maybe it stems back to when he used to make the interns have sex. Like, he used to fool around with the interns pretty regularly. That could be where it stems.
He didn't make that's called rape.
Yeah, I didn't make anybody do anything.
Well, you strongly suggested that they.
No, I do. No.
Do you think it comes from? I remember years ago he used to goof on you, like how you grew up with like a rich family.
Maybe. Maybe that's what he. Maybe I don't know.
He goes to that a lot.
Yeah, and again,
but not anymore.
Know.
Not lately.
Yeah.
He has to go to that lately.
Now, Gary, you've gotten past this, obviously.
Yeah.
What can Ganji do?
Well, Howard stopped breaking my balls in that respect, or at least I stopped feeling that way. Do you know what I mean? My feeling had less to do with the on-air stuff and more with the off-air stuff, or stuff the way, and then that just sort of stopped. And then I was like, listen, any relationship of any kind has peaks and valleys. So maybe I was irritating him, or maybe it was all in my mind, but it just went away.
Is your situation where there are peaks and valleys, or do you feel like you've been in a valley for a long time?
I feel like I've been in a valley for a long time. Yeah, exactly.
So on Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how I dyed Gary's beard. I came in with my doctor kit. I'm Dr. Dye Doctor, whatever you want to fucking call me. I think it came out really well. Everybody thinks it looks like shit. I don't really care. Gary should, make his own mind up. Check it out.
John, You're my friend, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
I think it looks like you were on stage in a play and you came off and somebody painted it on. It looks worse.
Right.
The gray I thought was fine, but this definitely.
Do you think that it could have looked better if I didn't go full black? If I would have sprinkled it in?
Hard to say. Probably. I mean, we're getting Ronnie down here. He's apparently the expert with his skull lunchbox beard dyeing.
Okay, here's the other issue now that Howard and I were just talking about as soon as the microphones went off. He goes, "It looks ridiculous," and I said, "I agree." And I'll probably shave it. And then there was a discussion: is if I shave it, is there going to be anything on my chin underneath, any sort of dye stain? And I might have to wait a couple of days to shave it. If I shave it off, is there going to be black dye stain on my chin? Does it look like Groucho Marx?
There could be. Again, we'll get Ronnie in here, and he can answer.
I know, but I got to
question.
know because I can't shave it and then find out that my chin is stained.
Would you shave just the beard and keep the mustache?
No, I hate mustache. I hate the mustache.
We know how you feel about the soul patch. I'm not even going to ask about that.
I hate the mustache. So I would shave the whole thing.
All right, now describe the process. What was going on when Ronnie seems to know what he's doing when it comes to this.
No, he cracked open that lunchbox. He was all over it. He had the stuff and he was painting it, but I couldn't see what he was doing, and I was actually that break that we did it. That's the most important break of the day for me to talk to Howard about pitching guests. So I wasn't even paying attention to what Ronnie said. I was like, "Hey, do you want to have this one on? What about this? Charlie Murphy's coming in. So I'm doing that. I could just feel this cold thing brush on my chin, and Ronnie was applying it liberally. And then Ronnie timed it out 5 minutes. Reminded me when my mother used to set the egg timer when she dyed her hair in the bathroom. And then I went into the bathroom and I was shocked. And he goes, "No, don't worry. That black. Now you're going to shampoo it out."
And after shampooing it out.
Well, the first thing when I looked at it was that there, and again, this is no cut against Ronnie, that there were spots that were missed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big gray spot underneath that doesn't look natural. So I thought, okay, I could always go back and touch that up. But then I was looking at it, and I'm like, it's not really the right color. And then Ronnie told me, which is probably what he went through when we nailed him on the air at Goofed on His. He's like, you got to play with it. It's adjustment. You see that happened. Let it grow back. Now maybe next time you don't put as much on. He gave me a comb. Apparently, when the dye is in, you have to run the comb through it. It helps it get in more naturally.
So that skull lunchbox kit has a lot in it. It's not just the dye and there's attachments.
Yeah, he's definitely been doing it enough to know how to do it. And he thought that he thinks it looks good, but I probably could get it to look more natural but again, the whole point of this thing was I want the best part about having this is it's half the time to shave.
Did Ronnie on the air he was talking about the different color choices he had? He did give it some serious thought. Again, he's going to come in. I know I keep saying that, but I'm sure he went and looked for the right mix and really tried to make it look good on you.
We talked yesterday, and he said, "Do you want me to get black?" And I said, "No." And I've cracked this joke 1,000 times. Craig Gass dyed his hair once, and he used the blackest black there was. And for a long time, we would just say, him and Joey Ramone had the same color hair. I used to call it Craig Gass black was the color. So it's so shocking when you dye your hair black. So I said, I think it's dark brown. And then he went and looked, and he said that dark brown is too brown, and that there's jet black, and I forget what this one's called.
Black, or regular black.
Regular black, real black, black as night. I don't know.
Obama black.
Benji, what do you think of the dye job?
What are we doing to you tomorrow?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was one of the people that thought Gary's goatee looked nice the way it was. I kind of
everybody seems to agree now. Oh, it's too white. It's too white. Then everybody's like, yeah, we should bring the white back. But you can't bring the white
Gary
back.
pointed out. I don't know if you said on there. In the photo, it does look a lot better. I just guess in person, it looks. You see more like it. You see it on the skin.
Well, I'm going to go with how it looks to people rather than how it looks in a photograph.
Now, do you think everyone's being honest with you about how it looks? I mean, Howard questioned Artie, do you like it or don't you like it? Do you think everybody's being straight with you?
Yeah, because why would anybody be nice around here?
That's a good point.
In other words, Howard has given everybody the perfect opportunity to say what they think. Like, Teddy, I saw you, and what did you say when you saw it?
Well, I liked it. I said it looks really natural because it didn't, just dye every hair jet black, but he didn't do any of your mustache whatsoever, right?
He said, right.
Well, that's the problem, because he should have just maybe touched a little. It looks like, honestly, from far away, it's just really dark on the bottom.
Yeah.
It would look great if he just finished it.
And Howard made me feel really self-conscious when he mentioned Jack Gordon's name, LaToya's ex-husband, because, I mean, God rest his soul, when that guy used to come in, the first thing when he walked out of the room, we talk about, he had like a jet black goatee and then all sorts of weird colors in his hair, and it was so obvious that he was dyeing it horribly, and no one ever said a word to him about it.
All right, let's take a couple calls. Bill in Rome, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, now, guys.
Hey, Bill.
Jerry, now I've got to bust your balls, but listen, how the fuck can you look at Ronnie with that calico, what do they call them cats?
Calico.
Yeah, one of them on his fucking face and ask for advice.
But, you know, I didn't ask for advice. This was decided by the show that Roddy would do this today, and I said I was up for it.
You know what you got to do? Look at him and then look at Mike Walker, because Mike Walker's got the same thing going on.
Right.
And look how they look. And you don't want to look like that.
Right. Mike Walker's got a different color beard than hair. I've noticed that in his picture.
They got 15 different colored hairs in their goatee.
Right. Maybe, you know, I could make this lighter, but now I got to wait 2 weeks for it to grow in, trim it, get it back to all white. It'll probably take a month to get it back to all white. It's probably coming off.
We have the expert now joining us, Ronnie Munn.
Expert, yeah, real expert.
Ronnie, how do you think your job turned out over there?
I like it. It like the bottom part is darker than the mustache, okay? Because the mustache is not as thick as the beard yet. He should have waited until his beard was fully grown in before he did it.
If he shaves it now, is there going to be dye on his chin?
No.
Well, you got your answer there.
I don't.